Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the offseason is never just about free agency and the NFL draft anymore. It's about strategic moves, trade rumors, and shifts that can reshape entire divisions. And right now, in the NFC North, a ripple effect is underway, with the Detroit Lions at the center of a potential seismic change. But what exactly is happening? Well, it's all connected to the Miami Dolphins, and a player that Lions fans are definitely going to want to keep an eye on: cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Recently, the Miami Dolphins general manager, Chris Grier, made some pretty interesting comments about their current approach and their plans moving forward. Grier stated that after several weeks of internal discussions, talks involving Jalen Ramsey himself and his representation, the team decided it was in everyone's best interest to explore a trade. This isn't just a fleeting rumor, it's a carefully considered decision, one that took a lot of time and thought. Grier emphasized that these decisions aren't made lightly, especially when it involves a player of Ramsey's caliber. And here's the key point: Ramsey did not ask for a trade. This is a decision from the Dolphins' front office, based on strategic needs, cap considerations, and perhaps a change in team direction. For those of you who might not be fully aware, Jalen Ramsey has been one of the NFL's premier cornerbacks for years now. Known for his lockdown coverage, aggressive style, and leadership on the field, Ramsey has been a cornerstone of the Los Angeles Rams secondary and then the Miami Dolphins defense. But as with many high-profile players, sometimes roster decisions are driven by more than just talent. They involve salary cap issues, team rebuild strategies, and long-term planning. And here's where it gets even more interesting for Lions fans. The Miami Dolphins have been actively exploring trade options, reaching out to multiple teams across the league. According to NFL insider Armando Salguero, Miami has been in contact with several teams about trading Ramsey, including the Rams, Falcons, Commanders, Eagles, and notably the Detroit Lions. Yes, the Lions are in the mix, and it's no secret that Detroit's secondary could use a player of Ramsey's caliber to boost their chances of contending again this season. Now, let's talk about the potential trade specifics. The buzz around league insiders suggests that if a trade happens, Ramsey might be acquired for a draft pick around the 5th round. That's relatively low for a player of his talent, so what's the catch? Well, the financial side. If the trade occurs before June 1, the Dolphins would face a staggering dead cap hit of approximately $2 million. That's a huge number for any team, and it's one that would require serious cap maneuvering. More often than not, teams prefer to wait until after June 1, when they can split that dead cap hit over 2 seasons, making it more manageable. But if Detroit or any other team wants to pull the trigger early, they'd need to negotiate some cap relief with Miami. This brings us to a critical point for the Lions. Detroit's cap situation has been quite flexible in recent years, especially after some savvy cap management by their front office. The Lions are entering a pivotal season, with high hopes and a roster that's been steadily improving. Adding a player like Ramsey could be a game changer, especially in a division where passing attacks are potent. Think Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, Jared Goff leading the Lions, and the talented quarterbacks in Green Bay and Chicago. Ramsey could lock down one side of the field, giving Detroit's defense a level of versatility and confidence that's been missing. But acquiring Ramsey isn't just about talent. It's about fit, cost, and timing. Detroit's coaching staff has shown a willingness to make bold moves when the opportunity arises. The Lions' secondary has been improving, but adding a veteran like Ramsey could elevate the entire unit. Imagine a defense where Jeff Okudah, Brian Branch, and Ramsey work together to create one of the most formidable secondaries in the NFC. That kind of upgrade could be the missing piece that takes Detroit from a good team to a legit Super Bowl contender. And it's not just about the defense. Ramsey's presence can have a ripple effect throughout the team. His leadership, his competitive nature, and his experience in high-pressure playoff games bring intangible qualities that can influence the entire locker room. Plus, with his ability to shadow the opponent's best receiver, the Lions could focus more on disrupting the quarterback, dialing up blitzes, and creating turnovers, things that could be the difference in tight games. Now, let's consider the broader context. The NFC North has been evolving rapidly. The Vikings, under new management and with Kirk Cousins still at the helm, are looking to improve their passing game. The Packers are in a bit of a rebuild, but don't count out Aaron Rodgers' former team, especially if Jordan Love steps up this season. The Bears, with their young quarterback Justin Fields, are eager to make a leap. The Lions, however, have been the rising star in the division, with Jared Goff playing some of the best football of his career and a roster built for the long haul. Adding Ramsey could push the Lions even further ahead of their divisional rivals. It would send a message that Detroit is serious about contending now, not just in the near future. The fans would love it, the team's defense would get a significant boost, and the overall confidence level would soar. That's the kind of move that could be a turning point, one that defines a franchise's trajectory. Of course, we should also keep in mind the financial and strategic implications. The Lions' front office will have to carefully evaluate whether they're willing to absorb that dead cap hit, especially if it means sacrificing some flexibility in other areas. They'll need to consider how Ramsey fits into their long-term plans and whether they're comfortable with the potential salary cap repercussions. But given the Lions' recent history of smart roster moves and their aggressive approach to building a championship contender, it's definitely within the realm of possibility. And for you, the fans watching, this is exactly the type of off-season drama that keeps us all engaged. It's about potential, it's about strategy, and above all, it's about the love for the Detroit Lions. The team has been on the rise, and with each passing year, the expectations grow higher. The move for Ramsey or a similar high-impact player could be the final piece that propels Detroit back into serious Super Bowl contention. Now imagine the headlines. Lions acquire Jalen Ramsey, Detroit's defense gets an extreme makeover, Super Bowl aspirations soar with Ramsey in the fold. That's the kind of excitement that keeps us glued to our screens and following every rumor, every report, every whisper from the league insiders. The Lions have been building this window of opportunity, and it seems like they're willing to take bold steps to maximize it. And let's not forget about the fans' perspective. You guys have been supporting this team through thick and thin, through rebuilds and playoff pushes, and your passion fuels every decision made by the front office. Seeing a player like Ramsey don the Honolulu blue and silver would be a dream come true for many, and it could be the kind of move that energizes the entire fanbase for seasons to come. So, as we look ahead to the NFL offseason, keep your eyes peeled. The trade deadline, draft, and free agency are all moments when fireworks can happen. The Lions, with their rising profile and smart management, are poised to make some bold moves if the opportunity presents itself. And with Ramsey potentially available, the Lions are right there in the mix, ready to pounce if the stars align. This brings us to the bigger picture, Detroit's ongoing quest for that elusive Super Bowl ring. They've come close in recent years, building a promising roster that combines veteran leadership with young talent. Jared Goff has been fantastic, showing that he can lead a team deep into the playoffs, and now, with the right pieces around him, Detroit could finally take that leap. Adding a player like Ramsey would be a statement move, signaling that this team isn't just content with being playoff contenders but aims to be champions. And for all of you watching, I want to hear your thoughts. Would you like to see the Lions make a bold move for Ramsey? Do you think it's worth the cap hit? How do you see this affecting Detroit's chances next season? Drop your comments below because your voice matters. This is a community of passionate Lions fans, and your insights, your predictions, and your excitement are what make this channel so special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, breaking news, and deep dives into everything Detroit Lions. The offseason is just heating up, and it's an exciting time to be a Lions fan. We're on the cusp of something big, and whether or not Ramsey comes to Detroit, one thing is for sure, this team is on the rise and the future looks brighter than ever. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep dreaming about that Super Bowl banner waving proudly in Ford Field. The journey continues, and with each new development, the Lions are showing they're serious about making history. Thanks for sticking with me today, Lions fans. Remember, this is your channel, your voice, your community. Let's keep the faith, keep the hype, and get ready for an incredible season ahead. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.